Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I hope you are all well. So tonight we are going to have some really special guests on. You did meet them last night. Not last night, sorry, 2 weeks ago, a week ago. I'm getting my words wrong now. You did meet them a week ago, and they were doing, if you can remember, we were doing the challenge, which was the nationwide Walk of Wales challenge. So I would like to ask everyone watching this to share this video, because we want to get this out far and wide, because this fundraiser is hugely important. We are raising money for a very important court case, because the Welsh Government are being challenged against the mandatory element of the Curriculum and Assessment Bill, which is the RSE. So obviously, if you've watched us before, you would know all about it. If you're new to this, then come and check out our page, which is Public Child Protection Wales, or visit our website, which is just at the bottom there, www.publicchildprotectionwales.org. So please check out our information. You'll see why there's so many of us fighting so hard to ensure this RSE doesn't become a massive part of the curriculum. So, as I said, I've got two guests on. So the fundraiser events of last week, we had Sarah, who ran 10 miles. I can't even remember where the place was now, but it was a hilly run up by her. So I do apologise. When I bring Emma and Julie on, perhaps they can help with that. So we had Sarah doing the 10 miles, Geraint doing the 97-mile hike throughout the course of the week. And then we had Emma, Phil and Julie, who did 25 miles last week, and then went on to do, they had a stall for us as well. So they actually had a full day after as well. So I'm just going to bring those on now, because it has been an exciting week for them. So first of all, I'll bring on Emma. Hi, Emma. How are you doing, lovely?
I'm good, thanks. I'm trying to get a signal, actually. I hope my signal's all right.
I can hear you loud and clear. That's really good, because I know you struggle with your signal up there, don't you?
Yeah, we do a bit.
So Emma, how are you feeling? How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling all right, actually. Yeah, I was feeling better before I went back to work.
Oh, right, okay.
I've gone back, yeah. But the walk was quite energizing. It was lovely, yeah.
Well, I've got to say, right, just talk us through where you went and the distance on day 1 and day 2, so we can sort of have an idea of, how difficult it was. I think you've paused, actually. Oh, there you are.
I'm back. I'm moving. Sorry.
That's okay. So, yeah, how long did you travel? How long did you walk on the first day?
We did 15 miles on the first day, and we weren't sure which way we were going to go, but we decided to go the canal walk, the towpath route, the Brecon and Monmouthshire and Brecon Canal, and that was lovely because there was shade and it was flat, so that was really nice actually, because it was absolutely boiling on Thursday. Yeah, boiling.
Yeah, it was a hot day, wasn't it? I know exactly. So what happened, like, on Thursday night then? You didn't go back to your cozy bed, did you?
By the time we got to Goitra, we could barely walk. Our legs had gone, they'd seized. There's something about walking on the flat. It was harder than walking uphill, to be honest. But
really?
we'd planned to, because originally we thought we might camp the night, and then it was just like, look, if we make it complicated, we're going to end up not doing it. So we walked to Goitra, and then we all went back and had a night in our own beds. And then we met back up on the Friday morning, and we still weren't sure where we were going to walk on the Friday. We did plan to walk from Abergavenny to Llanthony, but it was just so hot. Being out on the road with no shade would have been exhausting. So we went to Llanthony, set up Phil and Julie's tent for the night, and we did 5-mile walk up towards Capel y Ffyn, is it? And then, so we walked 5 miles up, and then we walked 5 miles back. So we clocked our 10 miles. So we did 25 miles in total.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So how did you feel after all that?
Not too bad the second night. The first day was the worst. The second day wasn't too bad. And then we had a nice night camping, and then we set up the stand for the show in the morning.
Brilliant. Excellent. And I've got to say, because obviously we didn't speak too much when you were in Cantoni because the reception was really bad where you were. But afterwards, we had a real long conversation because, you know, myself, Kim, and Joan had been at a conference ourselves, a 2-day conference in London. So it was sort of a bit of a double occasion, really, wasn't it? We also got together on the Zoom and we're having a good chat. And I don't even know what time it was. Was it about midnight? And you and Julie were still wide awake. You'd sort of like done a bit of I would say a 3-day marathon.
Yeah, I think we'd gone past being tired by that point. I wasn't tired actually, and I felt and I did feel really good. It was lots of fresh air and doing something positive, trying, you know, actually doing something, because when you sat around thinking about it all the time, it does your head in.
It does, yeah. I know exactly what you mean, Emma. It's very much it's the thinking sometimes more than anything, isn't it?
Yeah, when you feel so helpless, you know. But if you know that you're out there and you at least spreading awareness if you're not raising much money. But we raised £230 on the fundraiser, and we've got some money that was donated and some
I think a reception's gone again. Can everyone still hear me? Because I don't know if it is my Wi-Fi actually, because that seems to be playing up. You can just put a thing in the comments to tell me if you. Oh, you are back. I couldn't work out if it was me or you. It was you, wasn't it?
Sorry, that was me. Yeah.
No worries, Emma. Where were you? Thank you, Callum.
Money. Yeah, we did raise some money, and we sold some raffle tickets and had a few donations at the show. So so it felt like it was worthwhile.
Do you know, that's brilliant what you said then about the raffle tickets, because that actually brought me on to, we have got, like, it's great. The prizes of this raffle they're excellent. Hey Kimberly, how are you doing? Hey Tom, nice to see you on here. We've got first prize is a hot tub for 2, and second prize, bear with me a moment, I'll check. They're excellent prizes. They're actually top notch, and we have still got some raffle tickets available. So if anyone wants a raffle ticket, put in the comments or contact Public Child Protection Wales Facebook page. And yeah, we have got, I don't think there's many left. I think we're sort of like down to, I don't know, it may be the last 50. So I might be right. I think we are down to the last 50. So those prizes are huge. So if anyone does have a raffle ticket, just put in the comments and we'll get in contact with you. Because, these prizes are great.
I've got a book and a half left.
Oh, you've got a book and a half left.
Brilliant.
Yeah, this is it. Like, because as you said, it's not just raising the money, it's raising awareness as well. Because obviously you must have come across quite a lot of people in the 3 days that you were out, you know, either sort of doing your walk or you know, sort of standing at the stall. Now, did you find that everybody there still knew? You know,
most of them had no idea what we were on about. The ones that came over, there was a couple that were they had they were concerned, they'd seen stuff on the news, but a lot of people had no idea. You know, if you asked them, did they know there was a court case, they were like, no, I haven't heard about that. So spreading awareness about the court case was really what we were trying to do.
Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it? It really it's really actually quite baffling. Like, the court case has been on mainstream media. Obviously, we've been talking about it for a long time, even before it was, you know, the judicial review, and even before we actually were putting it to court, we had been speaking about this was what we were going to do. So it's surprising that so many people still, because we were shot back in, I can't remember when the skateathon was now. When was that? Was it February or March?
I don't know, I blanked that from my memory.
Well, no, I was surprised at the skateathon when so many people didn't know. But now you would think, now come on, like everybody must have an awareness, especially people with children in school.
Do you know,
I've an awareness that what the RSC is about.
Oh, I saw something about that, but it's one of those things. It's like, well, I saw it, but I've forgotten about it. You know?
Yeah,
they've got a vague recollection. Oh, I think I might have seen that on the news, or it's just it's not registering enough, is it?
No, and this is the thing, because you know, with a lot of things on the news, you do see repetitive stuff, you know, like we've seen in the pandemic. It was like the same thing every day, wasn't it? They were talking about, you know, the COVID every single day. So people all knew about it. It was repetitive. It was in their brain. But with this court case, it was, it did count down to mainstream media. But of course, they don't go on. They know people have got very, very short memories. So if they hear something one day, they're going to forget about it the following week unless it's consistently spoken about. And this is why, you know, like this is what should be ringing alarm bells to anyone who is supporting RSE. They're not shouting it from the rooftops.
No.
They're really not. They're really not boasting about it. And if it was as good as they say it's to be, and it's safeguards, and it's about inclusivity, it's about anti-bullying, etc.
It's just words, though, isn't it? I watched the Education Wales. They did an advert for our RSE. What's to come? What RSE is, and I watched it and I thought, well, that doesn't say anything at all. It's just like blurry pictures of children in the background and words along the bottom of the screen, and it's just, you know, safeguarding and inclusivity and it's just I don't know, they're just blanketing it, aren't they, like whitewashing it.
That's exactly what they're doing. And the thing is, it's when people don't know enough about it, it's very, very easy to fool, because, you know, on face value, to someone who is not educated in those type of fields like safeguarding and perpetrators of abuse, if you're not educated in understanding that, which a lot of people are not, you're going to look at that, and if someone says, well, yeah, we're doing this because it safeguards children, or yeah, we're doing this to keep them safe, and you automatically think, well, if the teachers and the headmasters and the, you know, the experts are telling me this, then that must be true. What would I know? You know, people will start thinking, even if alarm bells start ringing, that's exactly what they're going to think, aren't they? So
but why all the secrecy? It's all cloak and dagger, isn't it? We, like, all along, the government, the schools, it's all being like done under in the dead of night. Well, they'll be doing all sorts in the holidays now, won't they? Getting ready for September.
Yes, exactly. And this is the very worrying thing about it. Like, we do not want, like, this is what I believe is going to happen. If it does go into the schools in September, they will water it down quite a lot, because at the end of the day, there is a court case pending. So if they went in, all guns blazing, there will be phenomenal stories, you know, really bad, you know, events happening or being said, and it would strengthen the case. So that's what I believe. If it does, like, obviously we're going to be doing our utmost to ensure that it doesn't go in, because we don't want any child being affected by this education.
No, because it's not going to stay watered down.
No, well, exactly. We know that, and this is actually why we need, like, whether we come out with a win or lose from court, the most important thing is we leave that court in front of a massive crowd of people. We need everyone and their dog there, whether you come from Wales, Scotland, England. Like, if you can get there, get there, because we need everyone outside. Because if we leave the court, like I think Kim has actually said this, we could win the case, we come out, there's, you know, not a small crowd, but nothing really to make an impact. And what can happen then is we all go back to our everyday lives, and things can change. So we want to make sure that we are so loud about it. Everybody knows about this. We start like this massive movement that we never ever let it get back in again. We don't. We just don't want. We don't want it there at all. It's no good just being out for 2 years and saying, "Yay, we've won," and then but when we're all sort of forgotten about it, it comes back. That's no good doing that.
No, and they've got away with it then, haven't they? Like, people need to know what they're trying to do, what they've tried to do.
Exactly right, Emma.
Yeah.
They simply can't be trusted, you know, and this is why we've got to step in. You know, at the end of the day, when it's about the children, whether you've got children or not, you know, we've all been a child once, and we've all, you know, most of us have had children ourselves. We know the importance of childhood innocence.
Yeah.
And we know where this is going. I was completely horrified by the fact, when I first started learning about it, I thought it was just the stuff they were teaching the older children of 15, 16, and I was horrified with that, because it made me sort of think, oh, you're teaching children to be promiscuous. And children do not need that sort of teaching, especially they don't need to be taught that. That's not the right way to, you know, sort of help and support children to grow into healthy adults. So yes, it was red flags from the start. Sorry, Emma, could you still hear me then? I noticed you clicked on and off.
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can't see you.
Oh, you can't see me. Am I just a blank screen?
It'll go again.
Well, I can do that. I'm just
like red flags everywhere.
Well, there really is, you know, and you don't have to do that much research into it to realize that. But unfortunately, people don't want to even. Well, I don't think it's they don't want to believe in it. It's just, if they were to actually realize, or sort of say, my God, there may be something true in this, it's going to completely change their whole belief system. Because when I've actually been a bit myself, you know, when you believe in something so much, like the thought now that you're actually saying that all these institutions are going to be providing something that is as sinister as this, it's mind-boggling. People are not. That's going to be really difficult, you know, to take.
They can't take that in. It's like cognitive dissonance, or whatever you call it. Yeah,
exactly, Emma.
But if the media were doing a proper job of reporting it, the mainstream media, then if they were reporting it properly, they'd believe that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's not, as you said, they are reporting on it, but it's usually just little clippets. And I do know there was one interview that Kimberly had, and you know, Kimberly sort of like said her piece when she came on, and then they went to the education minister. I think it was, oh God, I can't remember exactly who she was now, but it was a director of the education.
Yeah, she was like,
system. And she said her piece, and then he didn't go back to Kim, because if he did go back to Kim would have actually
backed it up, followed it up.
Yeah, exactly. Because like what that woman said, it was completely untrue, you know. So it was either she didn't even know her own curriculum that well, or she's lying. It's one or the other. So yeah, there's as you said, if the media was reporting it as it is, then it wouldn't be coming in. People would be outside every school. Every parent would be, you know, sort of drumming that, but you know, beating that drum. We wouldn't have this issue.
No.
I'm just going to go through some of these comments, Emma, if you don't mind. There's Child Protection New Zealand. How amazing! So you must actually be from New Zealand. Thank you for joining. he or she is saying it's happening all over the world and it's disgusting. Yeah, exactly. Like we have actually seen some footage from New Zealand. There was an MP. I don't know if you've seen that.
Actually, I saw that on video on Facebook.
Yeah, it was quite disturbing. I can't remember what he read out now, but it was something that was said in the classroom. Was it something about the daughter? Yes, asking your dad about something about erection. It was something like that, and he was absolutely appalled that this was actually inside the classroom. So, mind you, I'm saying New Zealand. Was it New Zealand or Australia? It may have been one or the other. But it is actually, this education's all over the world. So, you know, we need to, well, if you haven't heard about it already, then there's plenty online. There's so much online because it's already in 52 countries. So, you know, we've got, like in some states in America, I don't know how long it's been sort of down under, but I do know in some states in America, it's been there since the 1990s. So there's plenty of evidence there to show how sinister that this is.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's getting some people to understand that this education we're having is the same as what's in other countries in the world. That can be quite a challenge sometimes because a lot of people are denying that. But, you know, we know there is undeniable facts that we are all in receipt of the same global rollout.
Yeah. Well, you just got to look at Scotland, haven't you?
Well, exactly.
That's horrendous.
It is. And then obviously is the All About Me schools as well that's coming into that was, you know, back in 2018 in England. You've only got to Google All About Me schools. Just put it in Google and they're all there. There's article after article. I don't remember seeing it myself at the time, but it was there. But it wasn't, as you said, it was in mainstream media, but just those little snippets, so people don't really see it, and if they do, they'll forget about it. So
media would have to be banging on about it all the time, like they bang on about other things, for it to register, isn't it?
Exactly, Emma.
The face-to-face thing seems to be better. I think people but people are more prepared to listen if you're having a conversation with them properly than they are to look at anything you share on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know that as long as they're willing to listen, like some people closed door will not listen. But yeah, you are right. If people are like, you know, we've been in situations where there's even been teachers who are just like, well, no, I don't think they're teaching this, but they seem to be willing to listen. So as long as there, you know, there are people out there that just think, well, no, they think they know it all, and they're never willing to look at any other perspective. But you know, a lot of people, as you said, if you get them in that you know, you get chatting to them, well, yeah, they will. They'll. It is easier, isn't it, to sort of engage? It's easier to engage with people face to face.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously we had these issues in COVID, didn't we, where not a lot of people were about. You know, so,
you could go days without seeing anybody.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes that's a good thing. Emma, do you know what? It's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you. I'm going to bring on, I don't know if it's Phil and Julie or if it's just Julie.
Okay.
I think it's all together because last time
it gets too confusing. Yeah. So shall I click leave?
I can remove you from here, so I can do that. Don't worry about that. Thank you so much, and massive congratulations to you. Well done, and I just like thank you so much as well. You've really done so much for the campaign, and you know, just having you with us is massive to us. So just
no problem. No, I'll do anything to help you.
I know you would. I know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, I will see you soon.
Catch you soon. Bye.
Okay, so that was Emma, the amazing Emma. She's, I tell you what, I met Emma at when we did the Free Peaks last year. which was, I think it was the end of September. That's right. It was just before, I suppose it was quite dark, really, the mornings and the nights. So we did a 3 Peaks challenge, which was Snowdon first, then Cadair Idra second, and then Pen y Fan. And that was the first time I met Emma, and what a trooper. She's amazing. So she's so scared of heights. And when we were going up Snowdon, it was dark for like most of the, well, actually, probably was most of the way going up. And as soon as it became light and she's seen how high we are, she was actually quite, I think she did get a little bit scared of that. But wow, what a trooper, amazing lady. So I'm now going to bring on Julie. Hello, Julie. How are you doing, lovely?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for waiting patiently. I didn't want to bring us all on at the same time because sometimes the reception is not too good and we talk over each other. So how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today now?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I was okay afterwards. The first day was the toughest that night. The thighs were a bit, but, it was all right. Got up the next day because I didn't think Thursday night. I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to do 10 miles tomorrow. But I got up and I was fine. So yeah, all good.
That's brilliant. You and Emma are exactly the same. You're just, because you both started off saying, oh God, no, we're not that fit. You both actually sort of said, oh God, I don't really do it. But then you did 15 miles on the one day, on the Thursday, and then 10 miles on the second day. You camped on Friday night, and then you got up, and then you were doing that show then, weren't you? The stall for us in Llantoni.
Yeah.
And we were still talking to you at midnight that night. So I just can't believe where did you find that energy from?
I think it was because the walk was over and I could just it's done. And I didn't have to get up the next day. So yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. So did you enjoy the show as well? Because it was a good show, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a lovely show. It's a lovely day out there and the weather was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a really nice, it's a lovely family day out. So it was nice.
Good. So obviously being a family day out, there were lots of families there, at the show. So did you, because I did say to Emma as well, how did you find the response when you spoke to people about this? What was sort of did people know about it? Were they aware of how bad it was?
I spoke to one lady, I gave her a leaflet and she went and she said, that doesn't affect me. I'm in England. I said, well, it actually does. I said, it's already in 241 schools in England. I said, and it'll be in all of them in September. I said, so, the fight's in Wales and, everyone needs to get on board really to stop it from carrying on across the board sort of thing. But she was quite dismissive at first, but she took a leaflet and then she was reading it. So hopefully she'll look into it.
Well, by doing that, just giving that little bit of information, giving a leaflet, she's going to be curious. She's going to look into it because you can't not look into something like that. So and what you were saying about England as well. With England, there is, I believe it's an opt-out provision on the sex side for primary school kids, but not the relationship side. So depending on what they class as relationship and sex, because as we know, relationships can be full of the ideologies and things. But the other thing about the England as well, they've just changed the policy. They can change it back. So at any time, it can all be mandatory for every child, from sort of, I think it's 4 up in England rather than 3 up, but by the by, it's still very bad. So that's great. It's great news, that we are getting out there more and more. And obviously fundraising, this is really important now. How much have you raised? I couldn't think of the word then.
No, I don't even know. I think Emma said 200 and something on the fundraiser. I've still got a bit to put in. I'm still collecting sponsors from, people who are just donating to me. So I've got a few more to I think I've got about another £30 to collect off people. But I haven't stopped trying to get sponsors yet. So even though it's done, it's, you know, they can still sponsor me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's
to
great.
come back in yet. So, and yeah, we had a few donations into the tubs, you know, the collection boxes there.
Brilliant.
Not sure how much, but yeah, as we
Wow.
were walking, you know, I had the thing, I was thinking, I hope people don't put too many coins in because I got to carry this like for 15
Notes, please.
yeah.
No, that's brilliant news. And you know, when people know what this is about, they want to help. And obviously, every penny that we are receiving for the fundraiser, it's all going, it's all going towards court fees, legal fees, because you know these type of things it doesn't come cheap, doesn't it? It doesn't come cheap, you know.
No.
I'm just going to say, Lisa Rogers said, oh God, I can't. What does that say? Oh, the total 23,229. Yeah, that's the total amount of the fundraiser at the moment. We have got a target of 100,000. Seems a lot, but we've kind of worked out that it works out approximately 16 pence per child in Wales. So, you know, if you've got a child, you give, you know, what's 16 pence per child? It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And do you know, I was actually going through my accounts, and I realised I do actually give quite a bit of money to charity. I should be giving it to my own charity, shouldn't I? This thing, really. I was like, oh gosh, I'm giving money there to Dogs Trust and you know, sort of like you know, other different charities, and you sort of think, my gosh, at the end of the day, for all of us now, this is the most important for Wales now. The children of Wales, this is the most important fundraiser right now. So if you can spare £1, £2, £5, wherever you can spare, every penny helps. And when you put money into the fundraiser as well, it automatically it kind of bumps you up a bit. So if you have, like, you know, 1,000 donators on a fundraiser platform, you're going to be put up further than someone that's only got 100. So every penny counts. And you know, if you would share it out as well, we'd really appreciate that. Because this is we've got an amazing case. Wales have got an amazing case against this. There's no two ways of going about it. But we just need the funds. So please do, as I said, and every single penny counts now. So brilliant. You did an excellent job. I really appreciate, you know, yourself and Phil as well, obviously doing it together. Have you ever done a challenge together before like this?
No. No, not at all. But
That's really
it
cool.
was really nice. It was enjoyable. Well, most of it.
I know,
because we left the car. Phil took the car to Goitra because that was our end point for the first day. And my daughter followed him up to bring him back. And when he got back, we were just coming off the canal to walk into Goitra, to the pub where the car was. And he went, "Have you got my keys?" And I said, "No." He'd left him in my daughter's car, so she had to come all the way back with his car keys. So we sat outside the pub, and we were okay until we sat down. And I was only sat there 5 minutes, and as soon as I got up, I was like an old man. I was like sort of shuffling across. I'd seized up.
Oh gosh. It does that to you. I've been there myself, Julie. You think you're all good, and you're like, oh God, I feel fine after that. And all of a sudden, there is a word for it, actually. Delayed. So I can't remember the exact word, but it's to do with DOMS. I think it's called DOMS. It's something to do with your delayed muscles tightening. That's what it means. I can't remember what it actually stands for, because I've done it. Sometimes what I used to find as well, if I'd done like a big run, it wouldn't be the next day I was bad. It would be the day after. So the next day I'd have this false sense of hope, thinking, oh, I'm absolutely fine. And it'd be the day after I can't move. So it's sort of, I think it's like different for everyone, you know.
I was quite surprised how quick I bounced back from that.
Well, I am as well, actually. Yeah, I would be surprised how the way you bounce back. That would be good for anyone, even someone who was fit. And you claim not to be fit. You
No, I'm not
claim not
fit.
to be fit, but I think you are
I'm
a bit
not a
of a
walker.
warrior there.
Anyone knows me, I don't do walking, but I might start walking now, actually. I did enjoy it.
Good. Do you think it's given you a bit of some sort of like a bit of a new lease of life to sort of do stuff now? Like,
You never know.
yeah, brilliant.
They'll probably drag me out now walking. Now I've done it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, Julie, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've got fireworks out here now. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and thank you so much for doing this. I hope you've enjoyed the challenge and enjoyed the whole experience.
I did, yeah. It was nice. It was nice doing something for for such an important cause.
Yeah.
Just raising awareness as well, isn't it, to people? Because the amount of
Absolutely.
people that still say, oh, it's not going to be like that. I've spoke to the school and they said, oh no, it's all age appropriate and safeguarded, and they actually believe them.
I know.
Yeah, it's hard getting through to some people, and teachers that, I know teachers that have not even responded back to me, to be honest, because, they know it all or whatever. But they will. They certainly will know about it soon. They're bound to by now anyway. So
Yeah.
it's surprising because up in Lantoni, talking to people who work in childcare, I had no idea about it, and took all the leaflets off with her. I was looking into it. So fingers crossed, more people will start looking at those leaflets and digging a little bit deeper.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly. That's all we want. Just plant the seed. Just all we need. We don't. This is what we always say. We don't want people just to believe us, or just listen to what we say. You've got to look into it yourself, because if you don't, thing is, it's so sinister that it's almost like far-fetched. So unless you actually,
it is hard to believe until you start looking at those documents and thinking, yeah, it's there.
Exactly.
And we don't want it there. We don't want it anywhere near them.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it shouldn't even be anywhere near adults, let alone children. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy, the concepts that are embedded in these curriculums, like, the children are sexual from birth. We know where that comes from. It comes from the work of Alfred Kinsey. We also know that the work of Sigmund Freud also, he claimed the same thing. And it's like, people are actually reading that their science and thinking, oh well, if you refer to them, the children are sexual from birth. That's disgusting. That's perverted. People with perverted fantasies coming up with things, and it doesn't even make sense. There's no science behind it. It's just an opinion of a bunch of perverts who have actually got their research from another bunch of perverts. So, they're actually classing the entire society on people who have, got, paedophiles and sex predators. They're actually assuming that everyone's of that mindset within their research. So, I've just actually a comment here from Coleman Archett. I've noticed he's been talking a few times here. He says, blame Harriet Harman and co. She wanted the children to consent to sex at age 10. I do know about that. I don't know if you know about that, Julie. So trying to think, she was one of the MPs, wasn't she? Confronted Harman about it and she ran away. Did you confront? Is that what you're saying there? I think that's what Coleman is saying there, that he had actually confronted her. And then we've got Richard Constein saying, got to be in line considering US states legalizing it. God help us. Yeah, well, this is the thing now. We're hearing a lot more from America.
And the SNP as well have donated $1 million, haven't they, to lower the age of consent to 10.
Well, this is it. Exactly. So, I don't think they've used the words 10, but they say adolescence, and adolescence means 10 to 24. So, we know when they're talking about, I think they said decriminalizing sex with adolescents, well, they must be talking about under 16, because obviously 16 and over is not criminalized anyway. So yeah, we've got massive problems in this country and in this world, and we, bit by bit, we can chip away, and together we can actually do something about it. But if people are too scared to speak out, and if people are too scared to even look into it, because it is scary looking into it alone, then we're not going to have as much success. But if everybody, please just look into these documents, look on our page, publicchildprotectionwales.org, check out the evidence there. If you still don't believe us, then that's fine, but please check it all out. And if you have got any questions or anything that you want to say to us in relation to, this is if you think that something is misinformation, then let us know. We would like to know if there is anything there that's misinformation. But to date, we haven't had anybody prove anything wrong. So that's a challenge for anyone who's supporting this RSE. Anyway, Julie, I think I'm going to close the show. Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate your time. And thank you so much for doing this challenge as well. Really appreciate it. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's fine.
All right, I enjoyed to say something. Just before I go as well, I would like to say that there are some presentations that we will be hosting. There is one on Wednesday, and that is going to be in, bear with me, it's in Cummer, Port Talbot. And so that's this Wednesday. Next week, which is the 24th of August. And then that presentation is going to take place in the Ely area. So if you want further information, it will be on our website. It will be on our page, Public Child Protection Wales, and it will be in our group as well, Education, Our Say, Our Way. So please do, if you don't know everything you need, if you don't know everything about this, if you have got questions, if you're wondering what to say to the teachers and you don't, you know it's wrong, but you don't quite know how to ask questions or, answer questions yourself, then please do come along to these presentations. And then if you are in an area where there's people that are interested, let us know and we will do our utmost to come down to your area as well. So lots of dates for your diary. Thank you again, Julie. And thank you, Emma, as well, who's at backstage. And thank you to everybody who's taken the time to watch this evening. So I will be leaving now. So bye, Julie. See you soon. And ciao, everyone else.